and the show possibly lost a couple of fan there. And then when they learn it, and when they learn that it's not true, they came back, but still, it was catastrophic. So now they're saying that Lucy left, right? And it feels very weird because when you know where she left, kind of shitty. The only person that talks good about her was Trinity, and Trinity is like the money that mom sent me. So the friend that they're using is she's a nanny for Tom Arnold. You really think that Ricky burned the trailer down? Now this is really cool because again, this is reducing the plot. We remember season 5 when Ricky burned the trailer down. My ears are crazy today. And shout out to Janice. I talked to Janice today, one of my best friends. I fucking love that guy. He burned the trailer, which is cool. And then you got Bubbles, who said, "Hey, I did some investigation of my own, and it could have been the squirrel that did it." You know what? You know what's crazy? Look at the shed. Look at the little bench that he has. This shed is delicious. So he's like living into the trailer. We got Jim Leahy and Randy. Now this is what is crazy cool. Right away, you want to look at Leahy and the relationship with Ricky. Leahy is a lot cooler with Leahy. Leahy's a lot cooler with Ricky. A lot cooler. He's really cool with Ricky. And again, you know why? You know that he is Ricky's father. So that's actually super important because you see the relationship. Randy wants to be a cop, right? Which is cool because at the end of last season, so that Randy and Leahy were reinstated back as a trailer park supervisor in the Ashton Trailer Park. You got Bubble, who has a tomato sauce company, which is something I love. See, that's one of the craziest things ever because Bubbles, which is Mike Smith in real life, started the show as a musician. Now, so it's a long story, but basically what happened is the boys did a tour in the world, and Bubbles really found that there was some good food. So he had a couple of restaurants. So this bubble, and that's what I'm trying to say. This bubble is more like Mike Smith than, for example, Bubbles. So Bubble came up with a tomato recipe, and he has a tomato recipe. Now the coolest thing with this is the influence of the park. So they're like, okay, well, the people from the park are working for me, which I love. Give me people from the park working for you. Give me people from the park helping you out. This is what I want to see. This is what I want. I want the park to be part of this because we don't do. Take away from the main cast. Tell me something about the Trailer Park Boys. We saw season 9. We saw there was old people, and we didn't see anything. The fact that employing people is actually really nice. So Bubble has this company. He's buying this new phone. He has this new car, which is good because we're seeing it. We're seeing what happened. Again, we're establishing what happened since last season. Not about what's happening now. What happened since last season? Julian being out. This is cool because last season Julian left. So it's how Ricky evolved without Julian, and it's how Bubbles evolved without Julian. Bubbles is the person that changed the most. When Julian left, Bubbles like, I'll have to take care of the park. I do have to take care of the park. So he was in charge. They made the company to make some cash, right? And it's funny because we know that if it's not for Julian, Bubbles and Ricky are kind of fucked. They're kind of fucked because they don't have enough of business senses to really work properly. So Bubble having this tomato sauce company is good. We see Sarah talk about Julian and how he left, which is also good because the first thing you do talk about Ricky, what he's doing. Lucy's in there, the trailer burned out. More Bubbles. Yeah, this new sauce. Talk about how Julian's leaving affected Ricky really pushed himself. We got Trinity is working for a tomato company, which is cool because again she's involved. And then we got Barbara talking about how good the park is. This is what I fucking love about Trailer Park Boys. So Barbara, she says, Bubble has been really helpful. Ricky has been really helpful. Bubbles influences a lot of the people in the park, which means that they have jobs, which means they can pay their law fees, which I fucking love. He has this company, the tomato sauce. We got Jim Leahy right away talking about how. So it's kind of crazy because the last season ended with Leahy saying, I'm your father, Ricky," which is again, it could have been the perfect ending, but it could have been also this perfect like cliffhanger for next season. So right away he's like, okay, well I need to talk to Ricky. So we talked to Ricky, but Ricky was a coma. He didn't know. Bubble, he does something really fucking cool. He sells some sauce, and then there's a guy that said, "Hey, I love your sauce. I wanted you to be. I want to buy your recipe." And Bubble's like, "No way." And then he said, "What would Julian think?" And then Ricky, as a joke, said, "Julian will possibly do this." And Julian's like, "No, you're fucking right. He would do this." And that's how they do it. So it's kind of cool because again, they're doing. You see, this is beautiful because in the first place, you established that Bubble has a new business. Bubble sells tomato sauce. And in second place, he's like, okay, well, we just have a big contract, which is really good. Since he signed a big contract, they're happy. Got you got Randy. Now Randy in this season is a bit annoying because he wants to be a police officer, which we saw in season 6. For example, this one. Yeah, there's this guy. So this guy is Donnie. Donnie is one of the most famous characters because Donnie doesn't have a face. If you play the game Trailer Park Greasy Money, the face of Donnie is blurred out. So he arrests Donnie, and Lacey's like, no, you can't arrest him. You cannot arrest him. Which would be good if it wasn't for season 6, when Randy started kicking out everybody from the park. You know, that's not how you treat people. But yeah. Stupid uniform. Randy is wearing this. And what I love is attention to details. So you can kind of see that he's wearing a shirt. You're like, okay, well, since when? Randy pushes the shirt. You want to hear the story about why Randy cannot have shirts? When he was a kid, a horse pee on him, and it created these rashes. That's sort of given. And if you look closely, if you look at his here, he has plastic bag. So yeah. Yeah, they sip the truck, make fun of him. The boys they buy some ingredient, right? Which is cool. You do find Cool now, which is the dog. I like Cool now because he's part of the story, but it also feels bad because Ricky had Orangey. Ricky had Billy the goat. It feels like Ricky needs an animal, and it possibly is because he's lonely. Back then, it's funny. It's because he's in season 7 he adopts like a raccoon, right? But then you would say that you have a grandson, so this is your paternal effect. A lot of people will see this as Ricky needs to be a father, but you had a pet raccoon. This is it. What I'm gonna do, I'm fucked already. Is I'm gonna go in. I have a bit of light left, and I'm gonna do. What did I do? What I'm gonna do is. Because I'm gonna do content until 9 o'clock. It is 8:09. I'm at 53%, so I'm not gonna have enough time. So what I'm gonna do is they have possibly 10 minutes, 20 minutes of sunlight left. We'll be charging the phone right away. Having so much battery problem, storage problem, which is the reason is because we're using our phone a lot. But still, so it's gonna help us out a little bit. And if anything and everything, it's gonna be good. So you got Bubbles, who just told people that, hey, and this is cool. This is cool. It's like I have a big order. I can hire more of you guys. And then when you look at it, look at all of these people, and I cannot name one of them. Look at this. This is Sarah. Okay, I'm sorry. Look at this. This is Sarah. This is Corey. This is Bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people that will never have a name. It could have been characters. I don't care for how long. Just make them a character or something. And if you look carefully, my boy in the back, what is he holding? Liquor Man Old Canadian Dirty Whiskey. Which is a product placement, which would be illegal on the cable, but not on the net. So, Ricky, you got Marguerite drinking. Ricky's like, yo, I need your help. This is a good space for you. She, now as food company. Now, I don't remember as to why J-Rock is not in this 11th season. I don't remember as to why. I think he left to play in Mr. P. He now has to, yeah, Drug Pile Solar, which is also a business, and the Park Boys, and he had the Outbox Taxi. Not taxi, but bus, which is cool, but we saw this before. This was the plan of J-Rock had. J-Rock had that plan, it didn't work. And it sucks because J-Rock leaving also mean no more MC Fleur, you know? J-Rock leaving, so J-Rock had his party bus that became a kids party bus that really became the party bus. So it's stupid. You got Randy who's trying to get a business, doesn't work. You got Ricky always getting call from Skype, doesn't know what it is, and then it is Snoop Dogg who says, "I need your product." Randy is like, "Yo, give me a phone." Now the cool thing is, Randy is the phone, and you're sure he is going to give me a phone for. Really using a phone for wait a second. Why there's no music? Give me a sec. Wait a second. Okay, there you go. See, Jim over here is an asshole because he tells Randy, like, yo, doesn't matter how many rides long you do, you never become a cop. But Randy believes it. So Randy goes on tour. Well, not on tour, but he goes on cop cars, on cop ride with Ted. Ted is using Randy for sex. And we kind of saw this in season 10 when whenever there was a problem, Ted would say to Randy, "Hey, I want to go for a ride." Oh, fuck. And but I won't give you any problems. So Jim can understand that because no, Jim knows that Ted's a dick. He's using Randy. You can't tell Randy, "Hey, he's using you because it's gonna hurt Randy's feeling." That's not the plan. So Randy hides a camera, right? And he gets Ted asking for him for sexual favor, and he blackmails Ted. So you have this, we have more of Reggie, and now he's asking for equipment for the tomato sauce. But once again, we bought a we bought a yellow car. What is it? Is it this one? Oh yeah, Reggie shooting at him. What is that? Okay, perfect. Randy with Black William. They find Julian, which is kind of cool. But I would have liked it if I would have filled without Julian. Not because I don't like Julian, because when I have a broken character and that take adversity. Julian since day one has been the one who solved problems. So because that Ricky and Bubbles didn't grow up. And because Ricky and Bubbles didn't grow up, then it's a problem. Right? We see Julian house, which is kind of close to a trailer. Julian is poaching freaking lobster. We got a call with Skype. Ricky keeps talking about, "Oh, it's Skype thing calling me." And then when you answer, it's Snoop Dogg, which is really fucking cool. And it's more the product, right? And that's pretty much it. And it's funny because the whole episode is Bubbles and the tomato sauce. And you guys know that he's going to be using the equivalent of Bubbles. That's pretty much it. Not in a rush, but once again, I want to finish this in, like, an hour. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So I'm like, shit. The Walker Zombie is actually super fucking funny. So this is an event that should part Greasy Money. I talk about a lot about Greasy Money because Greasy Money was phenomenal for me. Greasy Money was a free game. It didn't take Wi-Fi. Greasy Money was my only link to Trailer Park Boys without having the Netflix series. So there is a young ink that saw 1 to 7 and listened to the podcast, not knowing what happened, and having Greasy Money. So this is huge. Milwaukee Zombie. You got Sarah. Jacob is testing products. It's tasting product for this weird energy. The funniest thing is Ricky wants to kill him because he thinks he's a Walking Dead zombie. Which again is cool because Walking Dead back then was really, really, really popular. So the fact that we have this is kind of like a cultural thing. We got more fighting between Randy and Leahy. Now, Leahy's trying to protect Randy by telling him, "Hey, you might not be the best option." However, Randy's like, "You just don't believe in me." The boys, they're gonna buy some like OGM, which is a product to help, right? Bud Blaster. They really want to have more product because they have more. It's complex. So the first episode we see Snoop wanting a lot of weed, and we see this client wanting a lot of sauce. They both need like a farm for that. So they need to what should I call it? They need a lot more help for growing. You got Corey and freaking Ricky playing chess, which Ricky doesn't like it, doesn't know how to play chess. However, that's not true because Ricky he learns to play chess in jail. Bubble teacher. So about the emergency, they tell him that Jacob is okay. The reason why he did that is an allergic reaction to cool now. There's something about his blood, so Bubbles think that Jacob is an alien, which is funny because that's a callback from The Green Bastard, which is season 4. So what is that? I don't remember. What? What? Oh yeah. Okay, good. They were looking for a product, and the product they just sold it, so they want to steal the product, which is a nucleus for the plants. So now Julie's like, yo, we got a car, we got collateral, we can burn that shit, and we can think that there's a lot of things for insurance. But then when we bought the car, she's like, I'm not gonna burn the car. So Julie right away come back and he wants to make some sorry. Now the boys they steal the wrong barrel. The funniest fucking wait a second. You got more Randy. Randy ends up blackmailing Ted. He's like, yo, I'm gonna release those things if you don't put me in the poison pen. He's like, fuck, I'm gonna do it. The funny thing with that, I'm gonna spoil it by the way, is at the end, Ted's like, I'm sorry, George, I fucked Randy. Like, okay, I fucked some horse too. So now they want to steal. So they go to this farmer, right? These farmers are raising bulls. So there's two things. There's the first thing, which is the bull semen and that. So this is actually super fucking cool because this is from the podcast. So in the podcast there was a news event because about the news and current events, which Ricky takes to the river for some reason. To talk about this current event, and somebody stole some bull semen. It was worth a lot of money. So the podcast episode is Ricky's friend that stole the bull semen. So you got this whole thing is the small dig because they have a big car, so it's boring. Reggie, and Albert is cool because Reggie gets other customer, and they're taking protects Ricky. So this is a proof that yo I like Ricky. What is kind of cool here is that Corey steal the bull semen, so they get in trouble with this, right? Because they were supposed to steal a product that would have helped. They were supposed to steal a product that would have helped grow some things. You got the trailer park habitants that are helping grow. They each gets a couple of plants to help. The farmer come back to get his bull semen, and it's so fucking funny because he's like, "Yo, I didn't know that was bull semen." So then Julian's like, "I'm gonna help you." He's like, "I'm not harvesting another one." So then Julian's like, "Okay, so how do we harvest it?" So they go to the farm, and then they jerk off like a bull, and it's Bubbles and Julian. Now the funniest thing is here. Not the funniest thing, but the nicest thing is here. Is this one, which is super important because it's Bard, Leahy, and Trim. That's motel. And they're super fucking cool. Now, I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know what the relationship between Barb and Leahy. Is Leahy with Randy or not? And they're getting Mo. So Randy doesn't know the secrets of. It's so cool because Randy, and actually this is a really good thing for Randy. We saw him be with Jim so many years and evolve with Jim so many years. But him being a supervisor, and see the evolution of okay, well this is the person I am now. It's super fucking good. I love that. I really do. So then Leahy tries to tell him, and Leahy here is one of the best characters because Leahy says, I don't care what you do, but if you chase those guys the rest of your life, you'll end up like me. you'll end up unhappy, you'll end up going crazy, right? You'll end up an alcoholic, and Rennie's is gonna be a drunk. No, as a whole, the opposite. Leahy was an alcoholic. Rennie's gonna end up smoking more dope. There's a relationship between Jim, Leahy, and Motel because it's the grandparents. The funniest thing is, Mo's gonna play a huge part in Jim becoming the grandfather. So Mo's liking Jim kind of proof of he's a good grandfather. So they go in, they have this tomato sauce. Julian is trying to convince Bubbles to use the equipment to also grow weed for that, and Bubbles like once again, my business, which was legit, ends up not being legit. This is kind of cool. And that's season 10. It's going fast, guys. It's going fast. Now I'm gonna go back out because it's dark. And it's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be perfect at all because I don't know if I'm gonna have enough battery.
Still feels weird coming back here after being gone for so long. Hey, Mr. Johnson, lawn's looking good. We did all the tables and lights set up, so hopefully
Yeah,
we'll
good
have
we
everything
do.
that's been growing vegetables or bugs switched over to growing clones by the end of the day. That's the plan. Jesus, Don, you're gonna have a fucking heart attack, buddy.
I'm really nervous. I'm at 51%, and I have to do an hour more. Okay, so I could do 20 and go back out. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. We're good. Okay, fuck. Give me a sec, guys. This is what happens when you don't. Because again, I was supposed to. I'm not complaining, okay? I'm not complaining. I'm actually doing it. I wasn't supposed to stream for this. It's supposed to be live for this song. But I had to go in my life that I really enjoy talking to. Yeah, I really enjoy talking to them. I stayed for longer, which meant I got less time to charge my stuff, which is not good. Good. Guess I'm gonna be using the charger here. I'm gonna be okay on time. If the battery doesn't fuck up. If the battery fucks up, I'm not good. So yeah, so the plan is still that. Mo's got a fucking gun. I'm out of shape, guys. I'm out of shape. Mo's got a fucking gun and he shoots Ricky in the balls. Which is kind of funny because we remember Trinity shooting Ricky's in the ass. And this is the absolute perfect example of what is actually going on. First, Ricky being shot in the ass was funny enough. I would be shooting him in the balls. Bubbles actually put some super glue on him. He's super sad, most super sad. Bubbles put some super glue because Julian told him it's a good fisherman trick. Now, I would have loved Julian as a fisherman if there was established that Julian really enjoyed the sea before. But it wasn't established. So we're gonna go to see Sam once again, bringing Sam back from the series. So that's the thing with Sam Roscoe. So the actor of Sam Roscoe wasn't really. They kept asking to be back, right? They kept making place for him. Because if you look at the first, he was a veterinarian. The second, he was a supercharger park supervisor. Then he came back to become a veterinarian. Then ends up going to jail and being a Cyrus. Then he is a denture king. Then he's a caveman. Then, So Randy comes in and said, I'm going to arrest you. Because it would be a big thing for him. But Julian kind of pushed him like, yo, you're not going to do shit. So now the boys are bringing some colognes to Marguerite so she can grow them. Randy captured that footage on camera, which he's going to be using to blackmail the boys. You're going to see Sam Roscoe once again. Super fucking funny because Ricky points a gun at Julian. They're going to be emergency, but it doesn't work. Because they're trying to get arrested. So they go back. What is that? Yeah, Julian has a cheat now. I think you kick ass. remember this. Okay, so Randy's trying to trick the boys, which again is cool because right now Randy's trying to trick the boys. However, it's not cool because they did the same thing with the Ash driver. They made him play video games and say, "Yo, Leahy has this new console. You can help us fix it, right?" So it's the exact same thing. They say, "Oh, Ricky would be pissed," and now they're joking with that. Bubble is trying to help him. They go to the hardware store and they go next to the rake and it said he scratches on rakes. They get some equipment, they get some material to help him. We got Barbs who's doing some yoga. Barb here, I love it. It's not so much about not using Barb or using Barb in itself. It's mostly the fact that, like she has a, you see, like I was talking about Sam Roscoe, right, and how we use it and how we constantly feel the need to use it. Barb, she's the red evolution. She was looking for herself, she found herself. Good. Rennie asked her for help because Leahy's not gonna help him, so he's asking everybody for help, but nobody's gonna help him. We go to see Sam. Sam is now the Botox King, the Dancer King, so it's super fucking funny. Sam ends up helping the boys, even though he doesn't want to, because it's like every time that you come in, you're fucked, and the price is the cheap. So yeah, so you're fucked. You're completely fucked. He tells Ricky, "Can I jerk off for 2 weeks?" Which is my plot point. It's funny because he waits 2 days to jerk off. More of Randy and Julian, they did a photo shoot. They took some photos, and Leahy is making a scrapbook of his grandson. See, that's what I love. Look at this. Leahy here, you can tell he's getting older. But you want to know the best thing about Leahy? You want to know the best thing about Leahy? Right here, Leahy is sober. Sober. He doesn't need alcohol. It's not himself forcing himself to be sober. He just wants to be sober for being there with Mo. What is it? So Randy wants to ask him why Leahy's being so nice to Ricky, and here Leahy could have said Ricky is my son, but he didn't have the Christian faith. So now we're drawing some B, which is the plot here. Now the problem with this is I know that Marguerite is aware, but I don't remember if other Trailer Park inhabitants are here. I know what you're saying, dude. Why did you watch that shit yet? Why can't you remember? Because later season are less about plot and more about plot points. So instead of having a whole general plot, it's a lot of plot points or smaller plot points. Now, the problem with that is you have this, okay, so it's like Bleach. So you have one big line and you have a lot of small points, and then they all reach the end. That's what I don't. So it's a lot harder. You got this episode, Dark Lady. You got Julie and Bubba going to fish for fucking lobster. You got Bubble the Seaman, right? On this, the whole thing is they catch a lobster and they have a pet lobster. At this point, there's two possible ways. There's two possible reasons. We were looking for more character to add to the Trailer Park Boy, and Greasy Money, and the pincer could be bit. So Ricky is completely fucked. He wants to spend time with Mo. He's supposed to be going there to help the boy, but he ends up being home with Mo. Now the cool thing with that is actually Leahy and Ricky getting closer, which is important because later on, Leahy and Ricky are gonna get closer. But this is planting the seed of there could be a relationship between them. We fish at sea once again. Bubba wants to keep the lobster. Julian it doesn't want to. This is such a cool scene. I want you guys to listen to the scene. They just like the scene.
Hey, Rick. That's my favorite little guy. That's one of my favorite little guy. I know. That's my favorite little guy. Really just like me. You give me that. Yeah, well, I like you. It's not one of my grandkids liking you. I can imagine. How you doing anyway? Randy just told
See?
Fuck me up. And you suck me
Leahy
balls out.
being nice to
Tell
Ricky.
me now, you better tell me this cop one. This shit is driving me fucking crazy.
This is fucking good. Oops. This is fucking good. You don't understand how important this scene is. So what happened is Mo is kind of Ricky. So see, Leahy didn't like Ricky from a young age. He was a good cop, but Leahy had a problem with Ricky, and the problem was Ray, the father of Ricky. He didn't like him. Mo is what Ricky could have been if he grew up in a stable environment. You know? So this is actually really cool. So him being close to Ricky is actually him getting close to Mo. And they both have the situation where they're really friendly. We have the truth that Julian was poaching lobster, not catching lobster. We got Randy exposing his the growth operation. The police don't believe him, which is fucking funny. We have product placement, which now they have iPhone and shit like that, which is really really cool because those phones cost a lot of money. But then you put somebody like like T, and he can sell them proper camera and proper phone. So this is way easier because they're broke, right? So now we go back to the whole thing of jerking off the bull, which is funny as fuck. So the funny thing about the jerking off the bull is you don't know who it is. So Bubbles and Julian goes there and they're like, yo, somebody has to jerk off that bull, right? And you don't know who did it. And then what happened is, the situation is awkward. Julian asked Bubble, do you want to drink? And it's like, nah, not about his hand. So it's intended that Julian was the one that jerked him off. You got the Sunnyvale, which is the boys kind of. It's super cool. This is super cool. Ricky teaching the kid to dig a hole for the weed plant, and you got a guy who calls them retarded, and Ricky's like, no, you don't say that word anymore. So this is kind of PC culture, kind of cool. And this is why this is so cool because Ricky is able to say fuck and a lot of bad words, but retarded is not good. So we got George and Tan who comes out and said, hey, Reddy told us about what's going on. Julian gets arrested for poaching lobster, but Leahy helps him. Leahy helps him.
That's your partner here. Maybe he can teach you a few things about gathering something you just never seem to be able to get, Jim.
Yeah, well now it's easy because back in the day, Jim had a fucking camcorder. Randy has his phone. Once again, there's a fight between George and Leahy because George was a shitty cop. There's no cologne. So this is the funniest thing. Ricky comes back and they're digging a hole, and this is one of the most important things.
Can you tell me why my children are so covered in dirt
That girl.
and exhausted from shoveling and running all day? This is supposed to be a
Oh, the
hobby.
girl was not Candy, it was Candice. This is the first meeting. You see they're both fucked in the head. That's the coolest thing. We got a rock pile who said, hey, we brought you the weed. The police came out. So by that, we know what happened to weed. The rock pile saved the day. And we also know the police was there. So we're telling Ricky, like, yo, police was there, dude. Randy gets a promotion. But no, because he fucked us up. This is super, super well made. And this is super fucking important. This is so cool they did that. So the first thing they do, which if you think about just how they wrote it, it is so well done. So if you only think about how they wrote it as Randy has more and more. He's a good cop, right? And he has more and more evidence. And now I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out. I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out, and this is what happened when you're a fan of Trailer Park Boys. I would have to make these videos because this is for a moment like this. The first thing you do, you establish Randy as a good cop, right? The second thing you do, you establish Randy as a shitty cop. Because Randy didn't have proof. Now, you know why that's such a good point? Because this, my dear, dear, beloved friend, ends up on one sentence. You know what that sentence is? Never cry shitwolf. So because Randy cried shitwolf and said that Julie didn't have proof, he's on the shit list. And next time that Randy has a problem, George will say, what? Never cry shitwolf. And that is pretty much it. And that's pretty much it. It's just fucking good, dude. You got Marguerite that says she threw the cologne, she threw all of the growth equipment, they got in trouble, and she revealed that they arrested some people from the park. Now this one is a very, very cool scene. This is a very cool scene. You got Leahy. So Marguerite says that somebody fucked him over. So we know that it's Randy. The problem is Ricky thinks that Randy had some help. Because he says something along the line of Randy's far too stupid to think about that on his own. Somebody helped him. And then he thinks that the person who helped him was actually Leahy. Like, Leahy fucked me. So he goes to see Leahy and he begins to want to fight Leahy. Now, in this one, it's kind of shitty because it's boring, it's cringe, right? But it's actually fun in a sense because this is the first time where Ricky and Leahy fights together. But it's more than that. It's a lot more than that. Why? It's because this is when Leahy tells Ricky, "I'm your father," and the way they render here is just like the Star Wars. So they had this moment from Star Wars. So when Luke goes in to kill Darth Vader tells him, "Luke, I'm your father." This one he says, "Ricky, I am your father." There's even woods, like for example, you have this. This is an important scene. See? This is super important. This Dark Force is too strong. It's good. Listen to this. This is from the Star Wars movies. So Rey's will be one in this one. No. No!
That's not true. That's impossible. Such a
So this is the exact same scene from Star Wars, which is super cool because the boys are actually big Star Wars fan. So I don't want to be a dick. Okay? I don't want to be a dick. I feel like I'm gonna be a dick, but fuck it. So the boys are all around the same age. And back then, Star Wars was super popular. That's why Star Wars is so important. We saw it a couple times. When was the last time we saw something that Star Wars did? Oh yeah, during the Halloween event of season 6. That's when we saw it. So we're pretty much done with this video. It's 2 minutes. Now we're going to be doing from season, or episode 5. What? So start now we can do the basic information. Like the full take is podcast. So if you were kind of Star Wars, and if you happen to talk German, you knew the spots. Because darts. So it's stupid. Dart is a prefix for dark force, right? This is how you know that there's Sith Lord. It's fun. Dart here acts as a sir or a that is a sir, if you will. So Vader, I don't remember if it's in Dutch or in German, but Vader is father. Yeah. So Dark Father, which is one of the biggest plot points. And yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna do part 2 in a couple minutes. I love ya. I'm gonna get this one. We're making some popcorn right now. Before that, I have to talk to Janice. I thought to Janice. I have to go bathroom. Mira, bonito, ¿no? Yeah. How did you?